Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Baldur's Gate 3. Now, I'm starting on the main menu because I believe I've found the option that fixes my audio issue. I went to audio settings and I looked at dynamic range. Change the dynamic range of the audio volume. A high dynamic range allows for quiet whispers and loud explosions and is recommended for most setups. A low dynamic range is ideal when a consistent high or low volume is required, for example when playing at night. I turned this to low, and the game became louder. I believe this is what it was in early access. This may be a new setting that was added. The cutscenes now seem to play at normal volume, and I've been able to go into my recording software and set the game recording volume to the same level that I have it set for everything else. This is a vast improvement for me. Now, we're not going to go for this autosave, we're going to go for this save out here in the forest before I accidentally went through a little crack in the cliffs. So while we look at this load screen, fun little story. Last night I was playing my usual multiplayer session with my friends, and we started playing about 8 o'clock-ish. And at 9 o'clock, while we were playing, Larian put out an update for the game. A hotfix that fixed lots of little problems people were having, and some quite big ones. That's great. We were busy playing, we didn't get the hotfix. We finished playing about 20 past 11, so like a couple of hours after the hotfix had come out. And I saw a game update that was automatically occurring. I thought, okay, went and looked at the forums, and I saw people complaining that this update had broken their saves and they couldn't do it, couldn't play. And I also saw that within those 2 hours since the hotfix had launched, it had been pulled and a new hotfix had been uploaded to revert the game to its previous state, which is the update which I got when I stopped playing. So I completely missed the hotfix. No problems with it whatsoever. I mean, it did then get uploaded again today. Fixed hotfix, so shouldn't cause save incompatibility issues. Yeah, the reason people couldn't load their saves is that the hotfix had been pulled, the game had reverted to an earlier version, and because the game version on the save was a more up-to-date one than the game version they were playing, they weren't able to load it. So, game has now been hotfixed, lots of things have been patched, hopefully everything will be fine-ish. And we're back here in the woods. So, let's move about a bit and enjoy the game's audio. It was over here that I found this crevice.
Something over there. Not a chance I'll fit in there.
As you may recall, at the end of the last episode, I had Gale cast this spell and reduce Jaria to see if I could get her to walk through the crack. And she could walk through the crack, and got absolutely ambushed by a ginormous monster. Not ideal. I actually discussed this with my friends who were playing last night, and they said they'd found the other side of this crack inside the cave, which I don't think I'd found before. But it was nice that the game allowed me to traverse this small gap using a spell creatively, using utility magic in an inventive way. And there's a dog. I'm going to be completely honest here. I'm sure many of you want me to go over and pat the dog and scratch the dog, and you absolutely can do that in this game. But I'm a cat person. I don't... It's not that I dislike dogs, but dogs seem to bear an unnatural animosity towards me. Not all dogs. Some dogs are very well behaved. Just like 80% of dogs hate me on sight. Don't know why, I'm not doing anything suspicious, I'm not robbing people. No, I've literally had dog people say to me, well then you should stop doing whatever it is. They say, well then you must be doing something wrong because the dog hates you. It's like, what am I doing wrong? I'm just being a normal human being. So I'm going to leave that dog be. If I can find a scroll or potion of speak with animals, I think I had a potion of speak with animals, didn't I? Then I might use it for this dog. I'm not going to be horrible. I'm not going to kill the dog or anything like that. You know, I'm not going to kick the dog. You know, he hasn't necessarily done anything wrong. He doesn't really know any better. He's just a dog, you know. I don't get overly excited by dogs. They don't make me go all gooey and gushy the same way they do with some people. And if you're one of those people, I'm sorry I don't feel the same way as you. I'm not trying to be offensive or anything. I'm not like that. Oh, and there we have a potion. Well, now that that's happened, I'd better go back and speak to the dog now, hadn't I? So I'm not going to avoid the dog, I just don't want to antagonise him in a nasty way. Because here's the great thing, this is a role-playing game. Jaria is not me, she doesn't need to be like me at all. I have a friend who is allergic to mushrooms. Every character he plays hates mushrooms and speaks about them as if they're poisonous. That's bad role-playing, right? Maybe Jaria really likes dogs, or would really like to know what this dog is doing here by this dead body.
Keep moving, stranger. Quietly.
That's a very glowy collar you've got there. I want to know what happened here, but I think asking who the dead body is much more important to him. Who is that?
I told you to go.
-1 from bloodless. Yes, we still have that condition, so we can look at the collar. If I wanted to hurt either of you, I'd have done it already. Look, I'm not an enemy, I promise. You know what? I'm going to try and make this extra convincing, just in case. If it fails, you know? You might not like... Ooh, okay, we'll see. I mean... I do have 4 inspiration. I suppose I can afford 1. No. Sadly, it's just not destined to be.
These worlds crawl with monsters. You could be one of them.
Well, look at his collar. It's got glowing runes on it. Ah. I don't think he's going to let me close enough to look at his collar. Is he going to bite me?
What are you doing? Get back!
I'm not going to antagonise the dog. I will leave. Look, he just really didn't want to be friendly. But now I've used this potion of speaking of animals, I'd better find some more animals to speak to. Now, I did not expect the crack in the rocks there to lead to the cave that it did, because it's facing the wrong way, and I would expect it to go under the town somewhere. It goes to the back end of this cave, facing towards the entrance.
This nest must be nearby.
Whereas it appears to be behind the cave, facing away, so it must do a kind of U-bend or come down, you know, not a horizontal crack, more of a vertical one. We are deep inside a cave. How long will this potion last? Oh, great, until long rest. Sure, we've got no rush then at all. Let's enjoy the things this cave has to offer. Oh, what's that?
Statue. It is Stinking Cave. Hardly a place of honour.
Lady Shadowheart of the word name speaks ill of the goddess Saloon.
There's magic keeping this chest sealed. I can feel its aura.
Oh? We'd better be careful then. We have a scroll of detect force, a potion of healing. The war between Saloon and Shah. An ancient tome detailing how Saloon came into being along with her sister Shah. The silver, radiant Saloon and the dark, alluring Shah complemented each other and brought an orderly distinction between light and dark in the universe. There's a beautiful statue over here. I think Will's going to go and have a closer look at it. No, but you lot stay back. Oh, goodness. We could, like, come here and go back, you know? There's a book here. A dusty volume that speaks of the conflict between the sibling goddesses Saloon and Shah after Saloon ignited the sky and brought life-sustaining light and warmth to the universe. Now, there was some kind of knowledge checks here. What did someone find? If anything. Did anyone pass a check? Did everyone fail? Oh, that's interesting.
What's that?
Saloonite prayer sheet. A prayer dedicated to Saloon, imploring all to accept the Moon Maiden's blessing and share in her bounty.
A prayer sheet with the same symbol as the one on the chest.
Almost as if it's blatantly linked. Now, might there be anything else here? Let's light a few candles in respect. The Moon Maiden offers light after all. And since the prayer sheet bears the same symbol as the chest, why not read the sheet here?
My prayers are answered.
You should leave it, or even destroy it if possible.
But why would you make such a suggestion?
This rubbish is an offering to Saluna. At best, it's worthless. At worst, who knows? Could be cursed. Do not trifle with that moon witch, or her trinkets. Only trouble will follow.
We were told that the goblins have been making their lair in an old abandoned temple of Saloon, and the druid Halsin went there with the adventurers before he was captured. Whatever is in this chest might aid us in that temple. Insight. I'm not going to intimidate her. Why do you care so much? And I am going to throw in a boost there. Obviously, I can't get her to cast guidance on me, even though she's got it prepared. She's like, I'm not going to help you against me. Oh. You know, this does feel a little important. I'll take a reroll on that. 3 to 6, so I need a 9 to 12. Which is reasonable, and I did roll low. Oh, mate. Ha ha ha. You know, I did just get a point of inspiration for opening the chest, so I'll try one more time. But it seems the dice aren't being too kind to me tonight. Then again, there we are. I'll take it. And I'll have to find some more inspiration elsewhere.
I should have stayed quiet. You want the truth? Fine. I worship Shah, mistress of the night, Saluna's twin and foe. Now that you have the truth, Please don't make a big fuss about it.
A Shah worshipper. Not my usual quarry. Nor my usual ally.
Gale, do you have anything to say or matter? He's like, I like magic. Shah gives magic to her followers. I approve. I'll decide whether to make a fuss or not. Hard to trust someone who's holding out on me. You could have told me, you know. How long were you going to keep this a secret? Probably as long as she could. I didn't agree to have a Shah worshipper in a party. I don't care who you worship. We've got bigger problems now. Yeah, you could have told me. How long have you been keeping this a secret? I worship Elistray. These are strange times.
Forever, ideally. And you assume too much about what I can and cannot tell. Secrecy is everything for Shah's children. It is our code, our creed, our shield. I even keep secrets from myself. I had my memories suppressed, so that nothing I know could be used against the Dark Lady. Once I prove myself, my memories will be restored. I'm not sorry I kept this from you. Not one bit. Though, perhaps that might change, if you can show an open mind.
We'll discuss this later, but let's just try being a little bit more honest going forward. That'd be good. This is forcing her to speak to me now, and she might be uncomfortable with that. I don't know how I feel about this. Between these two, this encourages more honesty. This is more... We can discuss this later, but let's try just a little bit more honesty going forward, okay?
All we can do is try, I suppose.
Okay, so I have a theory about Shadowheart. She has this special spiky D20, this dodecahedron of destiny with different symbols on every side. She needs to take this to someone in Baldur's Gate. When she proves herself to Shah, her memories will be restored. My theory is that she's not a worshipper of Shah. She has Shah's insignia and heraldry all over her armour, emblazoned blatantly for any Shah worshipper to tell, and possibly even some others well versed in religion and matters of faith. This is not overly subtle. She's gone on a mission to retrieve this box and return it to someone in Baldur's Gate. Probably someone who removed some of her memories. I imagine that the memories which have been suppressed are the fact that she's a worshipper of Selûne, not a worshipper of Shah, and that she either volunteered or she was chosen to infiltrate a cult of Shah, possibly spending quite a long time doing so, to retrieve this box for the cult of Selûne. Now that was a theory that I held for a long time in early access. I have since then discovered that that this box came not from the cult of Shah, but from the Githyanki, and they probably want it back. And that is probably why she's so uncomfortable around Lae'zel. And that she was one of many who went on a suicide mission to retrieve this box from the Githyanki. Probably many worshippers of Shah perished attempting to recover this. I still think she could actually be retrieving it for Selûne. I also suspect we'll have the ability to influence her decision to continue with her Sharan worship or return to her Selûnite ways. That's my theory. I'm not the only one who suspects this. Others have believed it. And... oh, another potion to speak with animals. Just in case the one we had outside wasn't enough. So, incense. That's a pickup, that's not an interact. We can't light it. Those are separate to these though. Okay, so let's go back up this way.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
So what did we find in that box again? Wait, did we not even open it? Did I genuinely have the conversation? And yeah, I think the box is still there. I wanna play a game of what's in the box, and it's not Gwyneth Paltrow's severed head. I haven't seen that film, but I've heard jokes about it. Moondrop pendant. Writhing dance. When the wearer has 50% hit points or less, they don't provoke attacks of opportunity. This would be good for either someone who moves about a lot, or someone who has very low hit points. At this level, we're roughly the same on the hit point total. An Idol of Saloon. Should I pick this up and put it in Shadowheart's pack just to annoy her? No. We're trying to build trust after all. A bloodstone. Anyone can squeeze blood from a stone if the edges are sharp enough. A silver necklace. With sapphires as well, apparently. And a ritual. Ooh. Oh, what? Dexterity check. Who's rolling? Wait, why? Is someone trying to steal from me? Am I rolling for them or am I rolling for me? Is there some kind of nasty trap still active? I think I probably need to re-roll that. It's gonna be tricky. Oof. I've just got a feeling I don't want to fail this one. Kind of running out of options though, so please game, be nice. Oh, thank you! Whatever it was not a bad thing. Perhaps the trap was rearming or something? I'm not sure. This tome describes the ancient initiation rites observed by some who worshipped the moon goddess Saloon. When a youngster came of age, they would be left to fend for themselves deep in the wilds. There they would show their skills of navigation and self-reliance, as well as their determination to return to the Moon Maiden's silver glow. Once they found their way back to their people, their faith and standing as a follower of Saloon would be beyond any doubt. Oh, also there's the...
barbaric nonsense.
There's the black mark on Shadowheart's hand, which seems to have an allergic reaction to holy ground, which doesn't seem to have triggered here, oddly enough. It triggered in the Druid's Grove, and I think somewhere else as well. So either she's not allergic to Saloon. I wonder if she constantly felt pain from her hand while worshipping in the temples of Shah. There's an interesting thought. Let us continue exploring this cavern. This cavernous depth. Also, we are complete...
That stench. Dead owlbear prey, no doubt.
Look, there's a heavy stone. It might come in useful somehow. I have my doubts, but maybe we could use it to trigger something or drop something. Okay, time to live dangerously. That is a mighty prodigious beast. It appears to be wounded. And it says distressed. That's not ideal for a wild creature. The owlbear has sustained damage to its eye. It cannot make critical hits, a single critical hit, and has disadvantage on perception checks. Interesting. Maybe we could heal its eye. Can remove blindness. May I? Target is not blinded, but it's literally had damage to an eye.
You feel the quake of its heavy footsteps before you see it. An owlbear, its beaked face looming out of the darkness.
What's this? Something weak, something tender. Won't even have to chew you before I feed you to my son. Soft meat.
Can I sing the song? Can I sing the song? Have you hugged an owlbear today? Has an owlbear hugged you? Have you felt its beak and its soft feathered arms rip your body in two? It's a hilarious comedy song about a little gnome who goes out adventuring into the woods and gets killed by an owlbear, and a druid reincarnates him as something he doesn't want to be, so he keeps going back to this owlbear to get killed and reincarnated as different creatures. It's a fun little song. It's on YouTube somewhere. It's called Have You Hugged an Owlbear Today? Right. Oh, that's an interesting dialogue line. You're injured. There's still half a spear lodged in your head. The other half of the broken spear that we have.
It's a splinter. I've gutted bigger threats than you with worse.
We've got no inspiration points here. Please, just allow me to remove it. I'm no threat to you or your cub. But I'm gonna try and... Look, Shadowheart can back me up here by seeming non-threatening and non-confrontational and being like, yeah, really, she's not that dangerous. Okay. Fingers crossed here. Oh, you beauty! Ha 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 ha!
You're small, weak. Killing you would be a waste of time. You can go, but you make one wrong step and I'll rip you to shreds.
Hey, what happened to agreeing to let us remove the thing from your head? We don't appear to have it. Well... Okay. This is living dangerously, so this goes in the dark times save.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
Oi.
I warned you, soft meat. You don't listen.
Yep. We is not good. We is deaded. Right, so I thought that would happen. We moved too far in. I didn't want to fight. I can always come back here and fight later. What I wanted to do was say, hey, I really did want to help you with that thing. So the check wasn't to persuade her to allow us to remove it. The check was to persuade her to allow us to leave unmolested. That's the interesting thing with dice rolls, right? Skill checks, the result isn't always what you think it might be, right? A good example would be the role-playing game Shadows of Esterim, which is a beautiful Celtic fantasy with distinct echoes of Ravenloft, actually, and Call of Cthulhu. In that game, you can make checks that are not in your best interest, and you can make tests that you literally want to fail. This is when your ability scores are being used against you. For instance, if you have a very high combativeness score, which is a measure of aggression, violent nature,
On occasion.
someone could be taunting you, goading you, insulting you, trying to get a negative reaction out of you in front of your allies to make you look bad. And the best way to resist this in that system would be for the GM to go, okay, make a combativeness test. If you succeed, you make the aggressive response. You act like a violent person. If you fail it, then hey, you managed to resist the urge. Likewise, the empathy stat. If you hear a very scary sound nearby, you can make an empathy check. If you pass it, well, you're scared. If you fail it, you weren't that much in touch with the emotions of fear that the thing was trying to produce. It's a really nice system, actually, in many ways. It doesn't have a lot of skills, it's just got like 5 stats and a few other things. Now, last time this fight overspilled and the sleeping bugbear woke up and came after us. There's a hole with a partially buried wooden crate. Let's look in that. They were burying a box with some money in it. There's also a lot of booze around here. Rotten eggs. If Bank. Chilton Fire Swill. A tin cup. Tin cup. Whalebone. Spiced whalebone? I presume that's a drink and not actual bones from a whale. We've got a table here, a candle, a smoking pipe. Ooh! And some things. Okay.
Weapon blueprints. A master blacksmith's work.
Let's take these. They may be of great use to us.
Here. Just quick ideas sketched out.
Anything else? No. A pipe. Let's keep looking. We might find something related to it.
Just another crate.
I don't get to open it. I don't get to open it. Okay. Well then. Let's head through here. Always worth checking under the big rocks. There are some very deep rhythmic sounds coming from this barn? Large building? If you played early access, chances are you might know what's in here. Oh, that reminds me. I'm using a new weapon with an ability called Tenacity. When you miss, you deal 1 bludgeoning damage anyway. This appears to be a reaction. I don't want to have to confirm that every single time. I'm not going to go in there for now. That can be something for another time. Oh, it is rather loud banging, isn't it? There's a fire here with some roasted meat and roasted fish and a dagger sticking in it. Let's have Will
One move ahead.
do this. He's got an infernal pact, if I recall correctly. Where are we? The Fiend, yes.
Feast fit for an ogre, you notice a peculiar dagger protruding from the tough, leathery meat.
Okay, carefully wiggle the dagger until it slides free. Grasp the dagger and pull it with all his might. Investigation, sure. We'll investigate the meat. Perhaps there'll be some trick to removing the dagger. You know what? Shadowheart likes a bit of trickery, a bit of fiddly funky. Nope. Totally fluffed that one.
The dagger is tightly embedded in the carcass. You notice nothing unusual.
Okay, should we just let someone else have a try?
My faith.
Maybe she'll have some ideas.
Feast fit for an ogre.
Yeah.
Notice a peculiar dagger protruding from the tough, leathery
Perhaps
meat.
she could help herself. I'm not expecting miracles here, okay? Okay, what is Gale going to work this out?
The dagger is tightly embedded in the carcass. You notice nothing unusual.
How about... do we have like a cold spell? Is this dumb? Oh, you're kidding me. If that worked... Ray of Frost for dagger as well. Okay. Go on, Gale. What you got?
Feast fit for an ogre. You notice a peculiar
Look,
dagger
you never know, right?
protruding from the tough,
Oh,
leathery
hey, he's got
meat.
a bit of an inkling here. The wizard has a brain. Okay, fine.
The dagger is tightly embedded in the carcass. You notice
Well,
nothing unusual.
We tried.
Looking ahead.
And it seems...
Feast fit for an ogre.
Look,
You
we'll give everyone a
notice
try
a
once,
peculiar
right?
Dagger protruding from the tough, leathery meat.
No, oh! Wait for it. Don't know how or why.
You notice the blade is at an angle to the meat's grain. If you align the dagger with the grain, it should slip out easily.
Okay, we'll try that.
Thanks to your keen eye, the dagger glides smoothly out of the mystery meat.
And sticks to the back of her belt. Then disappears. With the fire extinguished, we can probably take this as well.
Mystery meat, tough as boar hide. Only the sharpest teeth could pierce it.
Okay, the word mystery is important there. We don't know where that came from, and that makes it dangerous. A rotting basket. Okay, that's not good. We'll pick this and then head
These
back
boots have
down
seen
here.
everything.
And I'm going to live dangerously. And by that I don't mean opening that door. From behind which come rather rhythmic sounds. It doesn't sound mechanical either. It doesn't sound as if there's some loud clanging, clattering machinery at work. But rather something else. Maybe wooden machinery. I would like to cross this broken bridge. Oh, what happened?
Ah, glad you've a moment for me. My, predicament has become rather urgent. I need a magical artifact to consume. Right now. We've already found enough magic to soothe its disquiet. If you'll just give me what I need.
Didn't I give him something already? I did not. I can give him the gloves of power, which are blessed by the priestess gut. These gauntlets provide additional aid to any who bear the Absolute's mark upon their flesh. I'm not sure I have any intention of ever bearing the Absolute's mark upon my flesh. This Moondrop pendant... No, that's really good. Dancing lights could probably do without that, but I'll ditch these for now. I'm only giving him one.
Thank you.
That mark he bears may be more than a tattoo.
That hit the spot. I can feel it work. The magic, it's like a lullaby that sings to sleep the demon inside. A metaphorical demon, I haste to point out, but no less dangerous. And no less bound to wake up again to continue its ravages. Such is the nature of all monsters.
Perhaps now you'll tell me what all this is in aid of.
Grateful as I am, the course of our camaraderie is much better served by not taking that particular detour. Not just yet. Sincerely, though. I understand I ask a lot from you with few answers in return. But in time, all will be told.
That condition of yours is a very expensive one. Hope we don't regret losing that artifact. Just so you know, this is the last time I'm part of such a... There's times when she's been very open and generous with people. This isn't quite necessarily one of those. We don't know what he might ask of us in future.
I obtained it in Waterdeep. Nothing there comes cheap.
Water Deep. Another word name. Okay, there's a lot of blood here. We can presume that the owners of these supplies won't be back to claim them anytime soon. The blood appears to lead in this direction.
Something tore right through these people. They didn't stand a chance.
The creature's eyes roll back in its head, equal parts bliss and agony. She'd eaten, feasted, and yet, looking into her eyes, you can see it wasn't enough. She's still hungry.
Come, see, my flesh becomes new flesh.
You hear what comes next before you see it. The sharp snapping of bones, and a yelp of pain as her body starts to twist and undulate.
No chance to stop it.
Softly as its body contorts, ribs cracking and flesh tearing.
I can ask it. I don't think it's going to necessarily understand. I think I'd like to put it out of its misery. Or rather, euphoria. It seems to be suffering some kind of delusion.
You land a swift strike against her skull. She yelps, then goes still. Whatever horrific creature was growing inside the hyena dies along with her.
Just a reminder, this game is age restricted. It's like a 15 or an 18. There are some grown-up things in this game. Now, there's something going on with this one. Yinogu's Hunger. Yinogu is the demon god of gnolls from 1st edition. Bloated with the spoils of slaughter but still hungry, a gnoll is growing in the hyena's belly. We can't have that now, can we?
Two steps at a time.
Here you go, Will. Be the hero you want to be.
That hyena's making a break for it.
Which one? The one... Let's see. You got one over there. These two are down. No target. I'll give you no target.
Moving.
It's right there, lady. Like... There we go. That's the one. Okay.
Onward.
Ah. Back a bit. 3. We can try 3, right? Can't have it getting away and bringing help. Oh, they're all the way back there. This needs to end quickly. Do we have spike bulb? Chuck it! Look, it might cause bleeding or something, I can't remember. Bleeding? Look, 1 damage isn't great, but it's better than nothing. Not enough movement? Well, in that case, blast it. Again, not quite enough. And there's a gnoll, a nasty hyena man. Wait, did that say level 4? It did. Indeed, on this side of the bridge we are in dangerous territory. However, this is where Will wanted to go. 20. I don't quite want to waste it. Oh, you know what? Sure. We got plenty of spell slots active at the moment.
Focus. Strike hard, strike fast.
Good, good.
On the victor's path. Today you fall.
Excellent.
Defender of the people.
Yeah, so that's not stacking.
All right. What now?
We can make potions. Visceral. Yuck. There's a candle there. Okay, you're a... Oh, hey. Now, that is a clerical spell. But it's not from... Invalid target? It's a dead person. Why is that an invalid target? Can't target beasts. Why is this an invalid target? Is this corpse too badly damaged to speak? Possibly.
Open up.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
What happened to you? I think it's pretty obvious. Where were you heading?
Tavern. Hideout. Secret.
What were you carrying in the wagons?
Wizard's shipment. Chest.
What happened to the chest?
Rugen protected it. Took it north.
Sounds like Rugen may need our help. And who is this Rugen?
Lucky son of a...
We get the idea. What happened to you?
Nose. Tearing. Biting.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Now, in older days, gnolls would have been a level 2 or 3 threat, not level 4. And we got stuff. So much stuff. So found a Nettie, look for Auntie Ethel, look for Halcyon. Where? We discovered a wrecked wagon. A corpse told us that someone called Rugen escaped with a chest and headed north. We should search for him. It will be bloody dangerous. Let's give it a shot. Why not, eh? Okay, that's nasty. This one's coming in to fight hard. And Gnoll Fang of Yinobu. That can't be good. They're going berserk. Right, what can we do here? Those are not great hit chances. She does not have Bless prepared. Ooh. A little bit of self-interest. She's expressed it before.
No holding back.
Now, this weapon isn't using his... Hold on. This one, right? Becomes magical. You cannot drop or throw it, and you become proficient with it if you weren't already. Right, so it uses the wielder's spellcasting ability modifier, except it blatantly doesn't. It's still using his strength modifier for the attack and probably for the damage as well. So let's summon a different weapon. And go stand over here and be heroic. And hopefully not get killed. Right, so. Bless spell. Yes spell. 1, 2. Gale isn't really attacking, so 3. Lovely. Armor class is... That would conflict with our bless spell. So... It's gonna hurt.
Creator, destroyer.
Oh, you beauty. Excellent. And now they all get a go. Oh no. He's not laughing now. Burn. Okay. Uh-oh. Double uh-oh. Seriously? Not good. Much better. So maybe it wasn't carrying over the weapon from the previous encounter correctly.
Let's finish this.
Right, you. Gonna upcast this to level 2. The power of Shah.
On I go.
It's the power to F you up. Allegedly. Gale's gonna drink a potion. And be grateful that he gets a turn at all. And try and hide behind the rocks so he's less likely to get shot by the one up there. One up there? Quite probably, yeah. Okay. Seriously? That's a lot of arrows. That's an insane amount of damage. Let's pile in a bit of healing.
The blade will not bend.
We're not going to affect this rescue anytime soon. Right. We want to keep those level 2 spell slots empty so we can do some big healing afterwards. Oh yeah, that's not a Gale's just outside it. Let's hold off on that.
Allow me to demonstrate.
Oh look, he's closer now. And protecting himself. 13. No real difference. Better drink a potion just in case it does make a difference. Because he's getting shot a lot otherwise.
Death can't have me. Not yet.
Ow. Obvious. Bloody hell. Yeah, get burned. That's an impressive burn. Right, so I think we need to go right up into the lion's den, as it were, and say, you've got a lot of hit points. You've got a lot of hit points. We're clearly going to have to rest after this one. So, up. If we put all 4 here, we get a chance of a kill. It's not our best chance, apparently. Oh, he is so dead. Except he's not. Okay.
2 steps at a time.
We go here. Not Hugo's spear. There's a historical reference I wasn't expecting to make tonight. And not quite close enough to Freston, I'm afraid.
I'm ready.
However... Okay.
Onward.
That's not a... Can I make myself look like a knoll? All I can do is just heal one of these two people and hope they don't both go down. Oh hey, that's great. That's not enough. This ought to make a significant difference though. Okay, they do focus far too hard. Get up. Alright. You've messed with the Blade of Frontiers.
Watch and learn.
And now, ow, obviously, special ability. Should have used that during the fight. You know, completely empty.
Still breathing, despite everything.
So we're in good health, but
I can't wait to sleep.
running on depleted resources. I think that Rugen is going to have to wait a little bit more before receiving our help. Oh! Just a minute. An open letter on oppression and peacocks. Do I really have time to read this? Apparently I do. Written in a furious sloping hand, this is a letter to the editor of Baldur's Bash, a tabloid notorious for its controversial articles. What was Gordon Bennett the editor? Dear editor, I find it despicable, nay, diabolical, that you would defend Baldur's Gate's ridiculous restrictions regarding animals in the city. No animal larger than a peacock may gain entry? How archaic! My darling Giselle is the most well-beloved bear you'll ever meet, and yet to spend time with my child, I must visit my summer home in Cormier. I call upon the Parliament of Peers to resolve this issue immediately. The emotional and psychological well-being of the people of Baldur's Gate is at stake, and I shall take this to the highest of authorities, should it not be dealt with accordingly. Right now, Giselle cries out for her father. This archaic policy has separated a child from their parent. I don't know how Grand Duke Ulder Ravengard lives with himself. Yours faithfully, Mr. R. Pickens. Please tell me this was not the author of this, but rather... Hey, I should be able to recast this from the necklace. Oh! I get it. It's a separate... There's a separate button for recast, isn't there? Items? No. Oh, it's right here. Invalid target, indeed.
The corpse remains silent.
I tried. So this is a dangerous location. Very dangerous indeed. A longsword sticking out of a knoll. Okay. Pumpkin. Hey look, it's camping supplies, okay? Another pumpkin. Cabbage? Yeah. Yeah, look, it's right there. I'm clicking on it. Game. Fine. Take some apples instead.
Looks empty.
Good. Carrots and a courgette. Sublimate of autumn crocus. Okay. Let's head up.
Whatever killed those gnolls might be nearby. Careful.
Whoever killed those gnolls may very well fall into the enemy of my enemy category and be a friend. That's a pretty badly dismembered body. Let's investigate this building. Game autosaved. There must be a good reason for it.
It's worse than those out there.
Nothing we need to
That's
worry
Eastford.
about.
You're welcome to rest here.
Hello? Why are we missing a party member? And who is the missing part? Will?
Sharp as ever.
Close the door. Looked like you were outside for a moment there. No, don't... Lady...
Still alive. So
Sodding
that's
people
progress.
sometimes, I swear. Right. So who, pray, is this fellow?
Who's there? Please, keep your distance. You're welcome to shelter here, but we've grave injuries to tend to.
Ooh, or rather, what attacked you?
A devil, the most deadly foe we've yet encountered. We are paladins of Tyr, Lord of Justice. He sent us after an infernal being, straight out of the Nine Hells, hiding in the form of a one-horned tiefling.
One horn? Then you mean Karlach, Archdevil's bootlicker.
You know her, which means you know what the Fiend is capable of. She slaughtered countless refugees fleeing the Absolute. Yesterday, she butchered an entire family without mercy. We were lucky to survive our encounter with her.
This could be the work of a devil, but they collect souls through cunning, not carnage.
It isn't like a devil to use their brawn instead of their brains. A demon, on the other matter, perhaps.
Indeed, she's a uniquely vicious case. All the more reason she must be stopped.
That's very moody, ominous music whenever he speaks. Where is this devil?
She ran toward the river when she saw we were merely wounded, not dead. Down the hill from here. She must pay for her crimes. If you capture her, you will have served Tyr where we could not. This is the sword of justice, blessed by Tyr. I've wielded it since I swore my oath. It's all I have, but it's yours if you stop her. Bring me her head, and Tyr will consider her crimes repaid.
I'll think about it. Will's wanting that head for himself after all. But I think he can live with the glory without the trophy. Very well, I'll bring you her head.
May the just God guide you.
That is a very large two-handed sword. And this is actually interesting, right? Because for some really stupid, brain-dead reason, someone involved in the creation of 5th edition decided that paladins weren't religious anymore, and that the oaths they swear aren't sworn to any particular god or goddess. So if this man is a paladin of Tyr, and has... Right, in early access this two-handed sword gave a special benefit if you were a worshipper of Tyr, which you could only be if you were a cleric. You needed a mod for paladins to be able to worship a god, and there is dialogue in the game's data files for paladins that is religion specific. I think there's 1 or 2 lines for Paladin of Tyr, some for Paladins of Elistray, some for Paladins of one of the other gods. Was it Soon? I can't remember. But essentially, at some point in development, this was locked before the Paladin class got released. And according to the game files, the only 2 classes who are allowed to pick a god are Paladin and Cleric, but for Paladin, that ability has been disabled. Other classes don't even get that option of a character creation menu. I wonder if playing a multi-class Cleric Paladin would unlock the Paladin-related dialogue choices with the appropriate religion or not. But either way, essentially, if this sword still has the same stats as it had in early access, where it gave special bonuses to clerics of, to worshippers of Tyr, and clerics of Tyr wouldn't have proficiency with two-handed swords, it's a bit of a bad weapon. Maybe that's been fixed, but that is a nice offer. Maybe the ominous sounds are coming from the next room. Who are you?
If you want to go poking around in the cellar, be my guest. Plug your nose first, though.
Why? What's down in the cellar?
Corpse, half rotted to mush. Must have been down there a 10-day or more.
Oh, that's actually not ideal. Okay, fine, we'll leave. Let's head outside. The Night Anders informed us that Karlach is down, down, down by the river. If you've experienced character creation in this game, you probably know that song. Hello, who are you? Strange Cyril, not Cyril.
Need any supplies? We've fewer mouths to feed now.
How many did you lose?
2. Both stalwarts of Tyr, sworn to uphold justice.
What happened to you?
The Lord of Justice sent us after a devil haunting this area. We squared off against her. We lost. Talk to Anders if you want the details. I don't have it in me to recount the horror.
Very well, lady, I won't press you further. What do you got for sale then? So, let's see. Scroll of Melf's Acid Arrow. Scroll of Mirror Image. These are wizardly spells, not priestly spells. Arrow of Roaring Thunder. Exploding on impact. Okay. Supply pack. Nice. Holy water. Mostly camping supplies. Arrow of Lightning. If we had an archery-based character, we could start having a lot of fun with some of these. Antidote. 5 healing potions. I'll bear that in mind.
In Tyr's name.
Very well, my lady. Let's go down this ladder. Ah, yes. There should be... There's something down here. A dead body.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
He's got the same hairstyle as Anders. Who are you?
Vance. Toll collector.
Vance, eh? So you must have a good memory. How did you die?
Jumped. To escape. Broken.
Broken upon impact, no doubt. Where were you heading?
Anywhere. Away. Safety.
I think that might be our last question. Do you have any valuables?
Gold. Basement. Locked.
Oh. Let me guess. We can ask him about the key. And we've now run out of questions, I think. Where is the toll house key?
I fell. Dropped key.
So it's nearby. Let's let him rest.
Power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
So if he dropped a key and it landed around here, there's a key on the keyboard I should press to help me find said key. Because it surely won't be on his person. You see? If he dropped the key, could it have fallen over the edge here when he landed? Toll collector's key. And now we're living really dangerously. So before I progress any further, this has changed. In early access, this tree trunk wasn't here. And Karlach is burning hot. I should probably save here because I've been playing for a bit of a while. And I think we have one inspiration. We may need it. Can I pick this? Yes. She's jumping around. That's not good.
One horn. The stink of Avernus. Advocatus Diaboli.
Well, I'll be God's damned. The Blade of Frontiers. Thought I'd shaken you for good. That'll teach me to underestimate you.
These are no natural flames. Prepare to fight some magic. Tell me, monster, what's it like to know you're about to die? You're the devil we've been hunting. Karlach, right?
Bloody right. An honor to be chased by the Blade of Frontiers, but
A great heat roars through you. Her heat, fiery as the hells. Then you're lost in visions of demonic armies as you tear through a landscape of fire and blood. The Blood War. You saw it from above as the Nautiloid passed through Avernus. This woman was on the front line.
What's that?
Evidence. Proof that you're a devil. A gladiator in the archdevil Zariel's army.
I can explain, but it's a whole situation. If you just hear me out...
Another vision. Karlach's blade raised, slicing through devils, Zariel's servants, as her eyes dart around, seeking escape. Her rage and desperation seep into you. She's a victim of the Blood War, not an agent of it.
She's trying to trick us. Don't believe her lies.
You saw the truth. I never wanted to serve Zariel. I was enlisted in her army against my will. Forced to fight, and fight I did. When I saw an opportunity to get away, I took it. Finally home. Near it, anyway.
You served her. That's enough to damn you.
Now, the Blood War has been raging since 2nd edition. It is fought between demons and devils. The demons being more chaotic, the devils being more lawful, but both inclined to evil. It wasn't really mentioned much in 3rd or 4th edition, but seems to come back for 5th edition. 5th seems to be going a bit retro, drawing a lot on older sources. I don't know if that means some of the 5th edition authors are less imaginative, or if they're going, hey, this was good stuff, we should use it again. Sometimes it's nice to pull something out that you haven't used in a while and use it again, you know? Right. Stand down, Will. You saw what I saw. Be practical. She's infected, same as us, and powerful too. We could use her as an ally. Looks like you found your mark, Will. Let's send your devil back to the hells. The Paladins of Tyr sent me for your head, and I mean to take it. That's an interesting one, right?
It's done, Karlach. By my living soul, you will forever burn.
You know, I could have used a friend. Pity that won't be you.
Okay, wasn't expecting that to go straight to a fight. Maybe it's because he was there. You know what? Let's redo that. I wasn't wanting to start a fight with her, I was wanting to let her know who had sent me. Perhaps I've been playing a little bit too long. I should resolve this issue and then decide. Now, Karlach's an interesting character with a lot of potential. In early access, she had the Paladin class. Now she clearly doesn't, and it has been changed. Before the game was released, a lot of fans started saying they wanted her to be a barbarian. Some wanted her to be a monk, but most just wanted her to be a barbarian. And then I think she was changed to become one. I'm going to skip through dialogue to get back to where I was. Alright.
Bloody right. Agreed. Then you'll love the blood.
Evidence.
I can
Another vision.
Right.
Her rage.
She wants to explain.
To get away, I took
the vision she's given us could serve as an explanation. She is infected, and this is important. Stand down, Will. You saw what I saw. Okay, trying to persuade him is helping to get him on side. Being authoritative might mean he'll have to shut up and listen, and then might come round in his own time. Be practical. She's infected, the same as us, and powerful too. We could use her as an ally. That's almost sounded like we're turning to darkness, though, so,
Will catches his breath and his lips straighten. Sheer dread twists his face.
You don't know what you're saying. You're asking me to trust a devil.
Cut her down before she goes. Right. God, you're stubborn. Karlach's not a devil, and you know it. You saw her thoughts. She poses no danger to the Sword Coast.
You know monsters, right? Better than anyone. Look into my eyes. Can't you see I'm not what you think?
Shit. You really are no devil, are you? I've been deceived.
Oh, thank
He might not be the only one.
Thought I was gonna have to take your head.
You would have died in the attempt. But there have been enough threats today.
Truce then, eh?
Aye. Truce.
I'm Karlach. You already knew that. And you are...
He took that quite well. And since it rhymes, I'm your ticket to curing that tadpole, baby. Eventually. I'm not interested in making friends. I'm Jaria Vel.
Well met, soldier. Nice to meet a friendly around here. It's been tough going so far. I may not be a devil, but I can put the Blade's reputation to work.
No soldier.
How would you feel about helping me kill some evil bastards? Little background, if your moral compass needs something to point at. You already know I fought in the Blood War. I was good. Really good. Turns out, I've got a knack for killing demons. That made me a valuable asset. Zariel, the archdevil herself, made me as her personal attack dog. I played along until I could get the fuck out of there. But devils don't like to lose their assets. Zariel liked it so little. She sent a bunch of goons, so-called paladins of Tyr, to take me back. Problem is, I'm not going.
So they're not paladins of Tyr? Let's send them back where they came from, straight back to the hills. Do you want me to kill the people hunting you? Why should I do your dirty work? I have my own problems, I don't know yours. So you want me to kill the people hunting you?
Don't worry, I'll lead the charge. But I could use your help. There's a lot of them and only one of me. After that, we can team up. Take Faerun by the short hairs. Sound good?
I like her.
That sounds intense.
She looks like she could throw me over her shoulder and carry me to safety, should the need arise.
Oh, what? You like that? Okay. Why should I do your dirty work?
Dirty work's the only kind I like. Gets even messier the more bodies you throw at it. Think of the potential.
It's do this or leave her to go on her own. She's got a tadpole, we need to keep the tadpoles together. Let's do it.
Fuck yes! They cornered me outside the toll house just up the hill. Doubt they've gone far after the scorching I gave them. Hang on though. Looks like you've got enough backup at your side. Not sure there's room for me. I'll catch up with you when it's time to camp for now. But don't get to any of the fun stuff without me. Got it?
Will certainly wants to talk after this, and I fully understand.
Always a pleasure.
You've been witness to a pantomime, I'm sorry to say. And I've played my part all too poorly.
Oh, no I haven't! Oh yes, I probably have. What's that supposed to mean? Let out plainly, Will. Someone set you on Karlach's tail. I'd like to know who this source of yours is.
I can say only this. Karlach's not the only one who's had a villain's knife held to their throats.
You sound like a man with the 9 hells at his heels.
You're closer than you know. One night soon when we make camp, the veil will be lifted, and I'll pay my penance.
Penance? Should I be worried?
You're not in any danger, I promise. I can't say the same about me.
Well, we are in need of a long rest. I say we go back to camp. And then return with Will, Shadowheart, and Karlach, as they both seem to be interested in her for very different reasons. But we are knackered. That does mean having no wizard for that encounter, which makes it more tricky. Also, I imagine things are going to happen at camp.
She's coming.
Will, you've been naughty. And you know what happens when you're naughty.
God damn it. Anyone but her.
Sounds like they know each other. Just who in the nine hells are you?
Will, you absolute stinker. You kept me a secret? Time to let the Hellcat out of the bag. Call me Mizora. I'm Will's patron, the fount of his power. My pet's been
The font
unruly,
of his power.
and his leash needs a yank. We had a deal, Will. But Karlak's still breathing.
I've taken more pleasant shits than you, Mizora. And at least those can be buried after.
That's no kind of talk for a lady. By the way, Karlak, Zariel sends her regards.
You told me! Devils only! She's a tiefling, not a monster!
How precious. The little pupster's found his bark.
Clause G, Section 9. Target shall be limited to the infernal, the demonic, the heartless, and the soulless. Karlak meets the criteria, pet.
Trust me on this.
Soulless, eh? Get to the point, devil. What do you want? If we kill Karlak now, will that get rid of you? No, but it will give her something she wants. And why does she want it? You better not lay a damned finger on Karlak. Blast it all, Will. Why didn't you tell me about her? Sure. Right. These are all focusing on her. This is diverting attention away from her, and attention is what I think she currently wants.
He's the blade of frontiers. Devil's plaything, just doesn't have the same ring.
Speaking of...
Speaking of which...
Will burns in the fires of Avernus. The lightning storms of Dis strike his flesh. His soul passes through each layer of the hells, gaining their essence and their torment.
That's better.
What the hells have you done?
A promise broken, a price paid. You know the terms.
Get used to the new form, pet.
There's no going back. Some magic even I can't undo. Now, let's see how the frontiers fare without their precious blade. Karlak, keep an eye on him, would you? I'll be keeping mine on you. Oh, and Will, don't forget, our pact still stands. Ta-ta.
This must be quite a come down for him. Lady, I ain't talking to you. I've got a long-standing acquaintance who needs some moral support and comfort at this time. I should check up on him first. Talk to you later. I don't mean like a pantomime villain either.
God's damn her straight back to the hells. Just look at me. I did what was right, and Mizora made me pay for it. I'd be hunting devils and demons, she said. Traitors and hypocrites, heartless evils of all sorts, but not Zariel's victims. Not innocent tieflings.
These ridges on the cheeks are very tiefling-like. It seems she's slowly turning him into one of them. So what did you expect? She's a devil, hardly a paragon of honesty. He probably feels bad enough at this moment. You've been turned into a devil. An appropriate punishment, I'd say. He warned me about Raphael, but I packed it to Mizora. What a fraud. These... Right. These two make him feel bad. This is disparaging her, but could make him feel bad too for falling for it. I feel the Blade of Frontiers has some explaining to do.
I'll say what I can, but it won't be enough. It's Mizora who grants me the power to conjure armor and cast eldritch blasts. Before I was infected, I could even call hell beasts and summon festering clouds, but I promise you, every thrust of my blade and every flame I sparked was for the good of the coast.
So before he got a tadpole, he was much more powerful. This could explain why many of these so-called powerful characters are now rather powerless and low level without it. So earlier, in an earlier episode, when I questioned, are we playing the character or are we playing the tadpole, we might actually be playing the tadpoles. And they're gaining more control and more experience and levels. What are the terms of your pact? You should get out of this pact. Let's go to the root of the problem, the original. How the hell did you get involved with Mizora? I think after his fight with the goblins and rescuing the kid, she came to him and gave him power.
Ah, the one little question that put me out of house and home. I can't utter the terms or circumstances of the pact. I can tell you most all else, but the pact, I'm forbidden, unless Mizora permits it. But I'll say this, the moment I pacted myself to Mizora, I have not regretted for a heartbeat. It was my proudest deed. It was worth the sacrifice. All I can give you on that is my solemn word.
I think you're coming to regret it now. I suspect he did it for the power, to be the hero he wants to be.
A devil and devil hunter standing shoulder to shoulder against a common enemy. Rather poetic, I think.
Indeed, but I think you're going to have to miss the next chapter of this particular tale. There's a lot of nice options here that we could explore in future, but for now...
I question the wisdom of that decision, but so be it.
It's okay. I've got a very good reason for it.
I'll be here in the meantime, idling away the hours.
One that I'm liable to regret in the future. Lae'zel, you missed out on a great fight with some gnolls. We took massive amounts of damage. You would have mocked us all, called us pathetic, but then you would have taken a major kicking too.
Karlach's got the brawn of a warrior and the wiles of a survivor. Best of all, she speaks her mind plainly and fully. Show her due respect.
Interesting. She appreciates her honesty. Astarion, we haven't spoken for a while.
I thought we were going to see some real sparks fly between Will and Karlach. It's almost a pity things ended so amicably. Seeing those two duke it out would be fun.
So, with Mizora saying Will wouldn't be the Blade of Frontiers anymore, like the land wouldn't be able to cope with him to save him anymore, it's like almost as if she'd stripped him of some power, beyond merely making him look like a demon so that people would... She's still fiddling with that bloody box. No, she's not. Okay, good.
Karlach and Will seem to have put their differences aside. I thought it was going to come to blows for a moment.
Yeah, guess what? I reloaded. I want to talk about... Wait. Why were you in pain before?
The wound on my hand. It never quite heals. And sometimes it causes terrible pain to rip through me. It's my burden, though, from Lady Shah. I can feel her influence somehow.
Why would Shah subject you to such a thing?
I cannot say. Not with what I can recall. But even then, it would not be for me to question her will. Lady Shah has her reasons.
Or even, it might not be Lady Shah, but what causes it to hurt you?
It's difficult to say. Sometimes I wonder if it's supposed to be guiding me, punishing me, testing me. But perhaps it's none of those. Perhaps it's completely random. I'd like to hope there's more to it than that. Some meaning that Lady Shah will reveal to me when the time is right. Until then, all I can do is endure.
I think it's not that random. How can you manage living with such a thing? I'm sure she'll say, I've managed fine perfectly up to this point. I'm not gonna... Telling her I hope she'll be more honest implies that she's not being honest now and hasn't been up to this point. She knows that already, she doesn't need telling. I can show her with my actions that I want to trust her rather than overtly telling her. In theory. Is there anything I can do to help with it?
I don't think so, but you're sweet to ask. Maybe just be patient the next time you see me wince or cry out. It'll pass quickly enough. It always does. Pain is sacred to followers of Lady Shah. Pain will give way to loss and then to the peace of her eternal darkness. You can tolerate a great deal of suffering so long as it has meaning.
I'll leave it at that. I definitely want to discuss this topic, but not necessarily now. We can speak again after we've rested. In the meantime, we have a new visitor in camp who we should definitely be addressing.
I'll be honest, soldier. I'm reeling. Will hardly knows me, but he chose my life over his. Been a long time since someone stuck their neck out for me like that.
Yeah, I'm not a soldier. He's a good man. Maybe the best of us.
You can say that again. When he was chasing me through Avernus, I thought he was just another sad merc. How wrong I was.
That's about it. Or you.
What can I do you for?
What can I do for you? You're not going to do me. You're not going to go sticking your great big horns on me or anything. That would be horrific. Mizora said you fit the criteria for will to hunt. What did she mean?
Help me kill those paladins of Tyr, and I'll tell you. A bit of good gossip for your good help.
No inverted speech marks this time. In your expert opinion, what's the best way to kill a devil? I mean, we're probably talking about Mizora there, but still. You and Mizora seem to know each other. How is that? I think, again, that's getting into the help me kill those paladins of Tyr and I'll tell you territory. Right, look, come on you. About those paladins you want us to confront.
Yeah, let's go straight there. Whatever those fucks are getting up to, it's nothing good. Just to say, by the way, they're not really paladins. Lackeys of the Archdevil playing dress-up as paladins of Tyr. No honour among devils.
I've only got your word for it. You better Come on out with us then. It's your fight. Don't want you to miss it.
Let's go, go, go.
Don't make me regret this. So what have we got here? Now, I'd like to say, she was available in early access, but could never join the party as a companion. Originally, the developers said she wouldn't join until Act 2, and we'd like meet her out here in the wilderness, meet up with her again later on. She had data miners, before the game released, found a different face for her in the game files that was more sort of like burnt and melted, a bit like this, like up the side of her head and around the side of her face. Looked a bit more brutal and strong. This looks more gentle. Almost kind. Almost. The eyes have a almost certain coldness, a calculating aspect to their shape. And I don't just mean the vertical pupils. Also, this is concerning, obviously. So, Barbarian. As I said, in early access she was a paladin. And there's the Oath of Vengeance, which has features as it levels up that seem very appropriate for her original background story of being a soldier in the Infernal War, a champion hunting down enemies maliciously. For now though, I'm going to stick with her original class. What's she going to get? Danger Sense. You have advantage on dexterity saving throws against traps, spells and surfaces, so that's almost everything. To gain this benefit, you can't be blinded or incapacitated. And Reckless Attack. Until your next turn, you have advantage on attack rolls, but enemies also have advantage against you. It's a melee action. It's a weapon action, so it is an actual attack. Good. But it would mean you wouldn't perform a weapon special attack. And she goes to level 3. Chosen subclass Wildheart. What else is available? Is this a special one just for her? Class features additional rage charge and speak with animals. Race? Legacy of Avernus, Searing Smite. Searing Smite is a paladin spell. Interesting. Action and bonus action. Right. Your attunement with nature and its beasts inspires your rage, empowering you with supernatural might. Speak of Animals feels a bit odd though, and Bestial Heart. We'll get back to that. Berserker. Violence is both a means and an end. You follow a path of untrammeled fury. Untrammeled? That's a weird word. Slick with blood as you thrill in the chaos of battle, heedless of your own well-being. How suicidal is she? Frenzy. Your rage turns into a frenzy. You gain Frenzied Strike and Enraged Throw. You can also make an improvised weapon attack as a bonus action. You have resistance to physical damage and advantage on strength checks and saving throws. So does this just replace the normal rage, or is this a separate action? Frenzied Strike as a bonus action. Make a melee attack with your... Okay, so lots of attacking. Enraged Throw, sure. Wild Magic. The wild influence of magic has transformed you, suffusing you with an arcane power that churns within you, waiting to be released. Rage Wild Magic. So here we have Bestial Heart. I mean, she seems to have a glowing, flaming heart already. Uh-huh. So it's just cycling through these. So, Bear Heart, while raging you can use Unrelenting Ferocity. And have resistance to all damage except psychic damage. Wait, isn't that a normal part of rage? Can only be used once a day. Let's see. Enter a rage that makes you near untouchable. So that'll boost protection. Foes have disadvantage and opportunity attacks. You can use diving strike. You can use dash as a bonus action. So that's very swift. Enter a rage that grants you extraordinary swiftness. Primal Stampede. So this will be more like charging, overrunning, trampling. Yeah, sure. Tiger Heart. Enter a rage that empowers your leaps. Really, is it jumping? Okay, inflicting bleed. Enter a rage. Entering a rage, so inciting it spurs on your allies. Inciting howl. Okay, so wolves howling to communicate with each other. Each ally can move an extra 10 feet on my next turn. Okay, so obviously the bear is brilliant. Resistance to physical damage and advantage on strength checks and saving throws. I think I'm going to go with this. With the option to multi-class later on. Right, let's get to bed and get some rest. And, oh. And I hope we don't get a visit from Mizora while we sleep, or anything else for that matter. Okay. What do we got? 5. No, I only wanted to... Sure. 1. Where are you? Where is it? Come on, I split it. Ah. Grab that, so it's 12, 15, 18. That's a lot of meat. No. Let's see. It seems we might get away without any events in the night. And we've lost that bloodless condition. Also, let's shift some of this heavy stuff. And rage becomes frenzy, unarmored defense. While not wearing armor, add your constitution modifier to your armor class. Okay. For 2 points, we might as well just be wearing armor. But we'll see. Let's head on out. And now, it's probably a good time to end the episode, because I've gone on for quite long enough. In fact, this is probably going to be a very long upload. Come on, game. Long time loading. Oh! And yet, there's more! I don't get to end just yet.
There's something I want to talk to you about. Something important.
Well, now I'm intrigued. Do continue.
I could have died in that pod, back on the Nautiloid. You could have died, spending precious moments trying to free me, but you did it anyway. I owe you my life. I'm trying to say that you've earned my trust in a way very few ever have. I want that to mean something. I want you to know more about me, at least from what I can remember. As long as I've prayed to Lady Shah, I've wished to serve her as a dark justiciar. There is scarcely a greater way to fully dedicate yourself to Lady Shah, save perhaps if you become the head of her church. To become a dark justiciar is to become the Night Singer's sword arm, her implement with which she will cast down the unbelievers and win the final battle to restore her perfect, endless darkness. It's all I ever wanted. I prayed it was my calling. But Mother forbid me from seeking to prove myself worthy of the rank. She said I was not ready. Not my mother, I should add. The Mother Superior, head of Lady Shah's enclave in Baldur's Gate. Sometimes I wonder if she would ever deem me ready. I owe her everything, and I only wish to serve, yet she can prove inscrutable.
As inscrutable as the darkness of Lady Shah. Why do you think she thinks you're not ready? And I think if she thinks you're not ready, then you probably don't know why you're not ready. Do you think she'll ever relent and make you a dark justiciar? I don't understand. Why be so secret about such an ambition? Because she wants to be fucking evil. Thank you for sharing. Well, that was a load of nothing. No, let's... It's pretty obvious why someone would be so secret about this. Do you think she'll ever relent and make you a dark justiciar?
I don't know. Perhaps if I succeed in my mission and reach Baldur's Gate. Hope has little place amongst Lady Shah's children. It's an illusion. A distraction.
Ah.
For this, I hope my time will yet come.
So she constantly denies you to torment you because she knows how much you want it. If you wanted it less and never wanted it that much, then you might be ready. But instead she gets to constantly deny you this because worshippers of Shah embrace pain and suffering, and your suffering is to be denied that which you seek. I'm not going to push for this. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it, and honestly wasn't expecting you to share that much at this point. She approves of me not asking for that other option. Oh, that is subtle, game. That is subtle. The fact that I just clicked the anything other than that option and like moved out of that section so it wasn't available to me anymore is like, yeah, there you go. This is her camp conversation, so no, we can leave it there. And speaking of leaving it there, I think it's time to leave the episode here. I've been playing for quite long enough, and I'd like to get this one uploaded and onto YouTube so you guys can all enjoy it in the not too distant future. So I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you all very much for watching, and if you all made it this far, that's awesome. You're lovely people. And I'll look forward to seeing you all in the next one, as she dances about and hops about a bit with excitement. Bouncing around like a puppy, eager to destroy the world. Gotta be careful about her. Don't know her well enough yet. So yeah, see you all next time, guys. Cheerio.